Hey, is this thing on?
Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you read the title, you can definitely tell that today we're going to be talking about entering your wealthy woman era. But what exactly does that mean? Well, I'm pretty sure it means quite a few different things to different people. But here on my channel, I define it as entering a time in your life where you are truly living the life of your dreams, expanding in all areas of life, and continually elevating while maintaining a sense of gratitude. So how can you enter your wealthy woman era? Let's get into it. The first thing you're gonna have to do is to define it. Every woman's wealthy era looks different. You get to choose what the life of your dreams, where you're elevating and fully living in your purpose, actually looks like. It can definitely include different things like time freedom and the ability to make decisions without limitations. That's kind of why it's connected to like the wealthy and the monetary piece, because money is definitely something that can be limiting and hold us back. So we're going to get into some good details to help you correct that area as well, but also remember the full focus is still on that gratitude piece and really your dream life overall. So in order to transition nicely into this wealthy woman era, you're gonna have to make some mindset adjustments and adopt an abundance mindset. Something that can help you with this process is to use the tactic of visualization. So when I was thinking about visualization, I'm like, how do I want to explain this? So I went on Google, and the definition didn't really dive as deep into what I mean in this sense of visualization, but I found something helpful through an article found on the BetterHelp website. They described visualization as picturing the things in your mind that you truly want in life. Then you can focus on attaining these things and imagine what your life would be like once you reach those goals. What I love so much about visualization is when you take a moment to really sit down and try to envision and picture what your life is going to look like as you work toward these goals. It makes it so much more real to you. It's tangible, and then you're able to just fill in the gaps and take all the steps that you need to in order to get to that point. The more you visualize it, the more that you can see it, and also realize that this is a real possibility for your life. And when you're going into it with that type of abundance mindset, you're going to be looking for more opportunities or creating more opportunities to actually make it happen. So now we've visualized, we've defined, but we've got to kind of circle back to that monetary piece. Yes, the idea of wealth means so many different things to so many different people, but something that I feel like is universal and can help all of us is if we reduce unnecessary spending. Whether you have an abundance of resources financially or you are still trying to build your financial resources, either way, there's no need to spend unnecessarily. If you don't need it, don't waste your money on it. Something that I did to help me in this area, because I was the queen of unnecessary spending, was one, to unsubscribe from like marketing emails from different stores that will be appealing. If I'm like, oh, that sale looks really good, let me just browse and see what they have. If you're browsing and seeing what they have, you're going to spend money. Also, I found it really important to not only set a budget and stick to the budget, but to track that budget. So I use a zero-based budget worksheet that I downloaded from Etsy, and it's been really helpful for me because I'm able to enter my income, allocate where all of the money is going to go, and then the goal is for it to equal zero. So if it's like, hey, this is how much I've set aside and allocated for certain things, and this is how much I spent, those need to match up. And so once I started tracking that and I was like, wait a minute, these are not matching up, I'm definitely spending way more than I need to be, then I could go to different categories and see where I could reduce my spending, areas that I could cut back. And I feel like this really helped me to adopt really good money habits in general, and just to make sure that I'm following a budget that is reasonable and attainable, but that's also going to help me reach my goals. Also related to this, it's really important to avoid scarcity thinking. And I like to think of this in relation to streams of income. I actually created a video a while back about my 7 streams of income, and I feel like it's so helpful because So many different things can happen, especially with your main source of income. So definitely diversifying your financial portfolio is going to be extremely helpful if something does come up. Now, of course, each stream of income does not have to be extremely lucrative. They're not all going to bring the same amount to the table, but having these streams allows you to get out of that mindset of lack and really start thinking, okay, what can I do to increase my income? Along with that, with the budgeting and also kind of diversifying and getting out of that scarcity mindset, you have to get good at money. And the best way to do that is to educate yourself. Utilize resources that are focused on personal finances, like books, podcasts, different web searches. Start saving things that are going to help you learn as much as you can so you can be armed with knowledge. If you have $50 in the bank or if you have $5 million in the bank, either way, you need to make sure that you understand how your money works. You have to understand how credit works, how loans work. You just never know where your life could lead, where you're going to need to know this information. So having that knowledge up front is going to be extremely helpful. So the next thing I want to talk about is away from the money side of things, but really what matters is that true sense of your surroundings. You have to check your surroundings and be very determined to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who are lifting you up, that you are putting yourself in good environments where you will be challenged and where you can also seek personal and or professional growth depending on whatever your goals are in life. You have to ask yourself, am I engaging with people who truly want to see me win and who want me to elevate in all areas of my life? Well, how do you figure that out? Notice the small things. Do they put you down, or do they make small jokes about things that you're trying to do, about your business ideas and endeavor? Do they use words like small or little, or try to make it seem like what you're doing is not that important? If someone is doing that, they are not truly in your corner. And so that's what I mean by check your surroundings. Really listen to what people are saying to you, because they will be very clear without having to say too much about their opinion on what you're doing in life. Also, definitely pay attention to how people react to your success. I always say, just because someone is not discouraging you, that does not mean that they are supporting you. Those are two different things. You have to identify what support and motivation and having a tribe behind you really means and what that looks like for you. And if you notice that someone is just trying to drag you down, they are not happy for you, they're not celebrating even the small wins with you, then that's not someone that you need to keep in close contact, because you are trying to grow and you are trying to thrive and enter your wealthy woman era in all aspects. And you can't be wealthy in joy and in peace and in feeling calm and stillness if there are people who are trying to take that away from you. And lastly, it is so important, if you want to enter your wealthy woman era, to live intentionally. Be thoughtful in your decision-making process, plan ahead, map out the steps, create systems that are going to help you succeed regardless of any challenges that could pop up. If you are truly saying, okay, I want to enter my wealthy woman era where I'm living my personal dream life and identifying what a wealthy woman era looks like for me, then you have to do something that supports that every single day. Of course, take time for rest, but remember, rest also supports you creating your dream life, because you pour back into yourself and now you can get back to business and focus on the things that are going to help you level up and reach your goals. Remember, yes, while support is so helpful, you have to support yourself first. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have a clear vision of what this dream life looks like, a clear understanding of what entering your wealthy woman era is going to do for your life, the impact that it's going to make, and visualize what everyday life is going to look like once you get to that point. I hope you can keep all of these things in mind as you are working into transitioning and you're on that journey of reaching your wealthy woman era. It is such a beautiful time during the journey because you're able to see the work, the changes that you've made, the habits that you've been extremely intentional about, and the wins and successes that you are going to enjoy along the way. Enjoy the ride, don't stress about it and only think about what that finish line looks like, but really map out the growth process, because that is what is going to always keep you going. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you're entering into your wealthy woman era. Give this video a thumbs up, like it so we can share it with more people in the community. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not part of the community, please subscribe, join the family, and I will be sharing a lot more content that is just so focused on growth and self-development and becoming the best version of yourself, which if you clicked on this video in the first place, I know that that's something that's going to interest you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Affirmations with Amber.